speaking of Kaitlin Young, there she is. She will take on Mariana Morais in 3 5-minute rounds of professional women's lightweight action here. Playoff spots still up for grabs at 155 pounds.
All right, it is time to welcome our next fighters to the cage. Please welcome, first, Mariana Morais.
Mariana Morais ran smack into Kayla Harrison in her debut in the PFL. We saw her fight twice in one night, Sean, in the ability to get into the PFL last season. She's an international qualifier there and did a great job in those fights. She says she has better chance fighting this fight in the stand-up position and feels like she can get it done there. She's got more submissions. Kaitlin Young is definitely a stand-up fighter with 8 knockouts. We'll see how this one unfolds and how she solves the problem of Kaitlin Young.
And her opponent, Kaitlin Young.
Kenny, Kaitlin Young's very experienced and important for tonight. She's coming off a victory and has 3 points. She probably doesn't need to be quite as aggressive and seek a finish the same way Morais does.
Yeah, but you know, she says she does feel a little bit of a sense of urgency that she wants to go out there and get a finish. She knows that 3 points might not be enough. She also feels that if she's able to overwhelm Morais, that she feels like she can get the win and take her out of the fight mentally. Kaitlin Young's been around the game for a long time. She has a lot of different skills, and she says, listen, I can win this fight wherever, on the ground or on the field.
Tail the tape here, Kaitlin Young is 10 years older than her opponent. She's also 5 inches taller, 2 pounds heavier. She does have a 3-inch reach advantage on the arms. Translates to a 1-inch reach advantage in the legs as well. Much taller opponent will be a puzzle Mariana Morais has to solve yet again. And with that, Lillian Garcia starts us off.
The final 2021 PFL playoff brackets are being decided tonight. And now it is time to turn our attention to the women's lightweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. She specializes in judo and Muay Thai. Standing at 5'4", she weighs in officially 154 1/4 pounds. In 27 professional bouts, this veteran has a record of 16 wins, 11 losses, with 12 victories by way of stoppage. Fighting out of São João de Boa Vista, Brazil, here is Mariana the Razor Morais. Her opponent, fighting out of the red corner, she specializes in Muay Thai. Standing at 5'9", she officially weighs in at 155 1/2 pounds. In 23 professional bouts, she has a record of 12 wins, 10 losses, and 1 no draw, with 8 victories by way of knockout. Fighting out of Shoreview, Minnesota, here is Kaitlin, the Striking Viking Young. Your referee in charge, Casper Oliver.
Kaitlin Young, 3 points. Mariana Morais, for now, 0. Kaitlin Young in the red trunks, Mariana Morais in the black and gray, representing her home country of Brazil. One of the best women's fighters in the world in the corner of Morais here for her second regular season bout. Jessica Andrade over there shouting advice. Kaitlin Young cracks off a 1-2. And a combination from Morais to answer. They clash in the center of the smart cage. Morais with a knee to the midsection of Kaitlin Young. A lot of aggression here, Randy, early from Mariana Morais. And we saw in her international qualifier series, that's where she was successful.
Absolutely. She comes out charging, and both these gals said they wanted to start fast. They both feel they have something to prove, and they both need points. So I think a fast start is expected by both of them.
Yeah, and they're not messing around. They've both landed some excellent combinations here to start.
Morais has a judo background too. I expected to see some of that when she got into the clinch there, but she led her right back out into striking range, and they're back to exchanging.
Young landed a nasty right hand on the exit just a moment ago. Another combination, they trade, and now the clinch from Young. Knee to the midsection for Morais. As Kenny said, right to the action here. These two women want points in a playoff spot. Good hook from Morais.
Kaitlin is definitely landing some strikes, but I'm not sure she's really utilizing her range and reach advantage here against Morais. She's just kind of standing in front of her and trading, and I'll tell you what, Morais is very powerful. She has to be careful to not just stay in the pocket and trade.
With the combo. That's
Jessica
it.
Andrade inside Morais' corner.
She's doing exactly what we trained. Yep, get out of the cage. Yep, perfect. That's it. The shoulder against her chest. Single leg. Yep. If you find difficulty, go for the single leg. Breathe. Breathe.
Vamos fazer a nossa sequência agora.
Now a combo. Remember what I told you. Yep. Get your head out of the way. Get your head out of the way.
For the uninitiated, that's
it.
Jessica Andrade, one of the very best female fighters on planet Earth. She's been a UFC title contender for a long time. She has some of the greatest highlights we've seen in women's mixed martial arts, and they're from the same place in Brazil, so she's in the corner of her friend Mariana Morais.
Yeah, Jessica Andrade, former UFC strawweight world champion, has some of the most devastating takedowns in the sport.
Still cracking away as we approach 2 minutes remaining in the first round. Furious pace to this fight, Randy.
Absolutely, getting after it, throwing lots of leather. We're seeing a little shift, but Morais now from the clinch. She almost looked like she was going for a headlock there and then changed her mind. She may want to change and take this fight to the ground.
Tell you what, I'm impressed with the way Morais has been able to close the distance, because Kaitlin Young is no stranger to keeping people at bay with a decent reach, but Morais has been able to get inside and land some combinations.
And there's been a nice little clinch battle there as well, Sean. It's the judo of Morais against the Muay Thai clinch of Kaitlin Young, and man, that was a nice combination from Morais. Nice left hook.
And there she throws a right hand for good measure. Mariana Morais really showing some skill and aggression here.
Young just plodding forward, wading through it all. I think she would use her footwork, find those angles, and make Morais miss more.
Kaitlin felt that a forward pressure game would be able to take Morais out of her game, but not quite seeing that yet. Morais definitely fighting back, landing some great shots. And again, I'm a little surprised that Kaitlin Young isn't using more long-range weapons here against the Brazilian.
Nice right hand slips through for Kaitlin Young there. Continuing to step back into the fray and exchange. Good leg kick on the slip there from Mariana Morais. Oh! High kick from Young!
May have stunned Morais.
Yes.
It was a beautiful high kick. She set that up really nice.
Oh, again!
Kaitlin Young scoring some big kicks here late. Grabs the clinch. Forces Mariana Morais back to the PFL smart kick.
Oh.
There's the judo!
Step across headlock by Morais. Kaitlin Young goes right to her back.
Morais. And the sweep.
Beautiful sweep by
She
Young.
pounds away in the first round on top. What a round! We'll be back for round two. What a first round between Kaitlin Young and Mariana Morais. That's the second of those high kicks that Kaitlin Young was able to throw.
Yeah, these are the long-range weapons I was kind of waiting for, but then Morais switched things up. What a beautiful judo throw. Got right on top, landed some good shots, and then Kaitlin with a lovely sweep right into mount. Pounds away to end that round. A lot happened that round, boys. Wow.
Kaitlin Young in the red, Mariana Morais in the black. Both vying for a playoff spot at 155 pounds, both wanting a finish. And what an aggressive first round.
Man.
Look at the fighter performance rating. It was a back and forth round, and of course, FPR reflects that objective scoring, not based on traditional MMA stats. It's the impact of actions inside the round. 83 to 80. Nice knee to the midsection from Kaitlin Young here in the clinch. And a right hand as Mariana Morais tries to exit. Kaitlin Young starting to figure it out a little bit here. Second half of the first round, Randy, and this early part of the second. Looks like Kaitlin Young's feeling more comfortable after the initial aggressive onslaught from Morais.
Young starting to find her range. She's moving her head better. She's slipping punches and throwing counter punches off of whatever Morais brings back.
The striking Viking, they call her. Inside leg kick from Morais. Kaitlin Young, we saw her with a very efficient, workmanlike performance in her first bout. Good for a decision victory. Does she settle into that pace again? Maybe not. These are emphatic strikes from both women, Kenny.
Yeah, Kaitlin looking very sharp with her hands, landing some good shots. Now she's creating some angles after she's landing some of those combinations. I think that's a good choice, but both of these ladies are as tough as nails.
And you can't ignore the pace of the first round when we start talking about this fight going a little bit further, because they were getting after it for the full 5 minutes of the opening frame. Another snapping back of Mariana Morais' head. Kaitlin Young continues to score.
Both of these athletes said they loved the short turnaround. They were in shape to get right back to work in the gym to prepare for this matchup here tonight.
One more look inside the blue corner. Jessica Andrade.
Kicker. Don't let her move forward. You're the one that's supposed to be moving forward. Kicker after your combo. I need a combo, Mari. Don't kick her singularly. She's already anticipating it.
Vamos sair daí, Mari.
Yep, let's get out of there.
Respira.
Breathe. Yep, that's it. Nice.
Bora, Mari.
Advice from a former UFC champion is always helpful. Kaitlin Young tested another high kick. Starting to figure it out, it would appear, halfway through the second frame. Mariana Morais still very much involved in these striking exchanges, initiating a lot of them.
Yeah, Kaitlin's definitely looking more comfortable in my mind. Again, starting to create those angles. Also doing a great job of striking after she breaks out of that clinch and landing some good shots against Morais.
She's doing a good job with her hands of deflecting some of those punches Morais is throwing, finding that little bit of an angle and returning, counter-punching with some great shots.
Yeah, sending them right back, even as Mariana Morais' hands are coming back to her own face. It's excellent timing. Nice crack away from Mariana Morais there.
And these are heavy shots, my goodness.
You can see the smart cage tracking all of these strikes. There's a ton of volume going on between these two women.
Yeah, Kaitlin Young going back to that right high kick. And I'm not sure Morais has really made the proper adjustments to take away that weapon. See if Young, oh, there it is again. Yeah, that hand's a little bit too low, and she's staying right in the line of fire, allowing Kaitlin Young to repeatedly land that right kick, but there's the judo throw again.
The headlock again by Morais. Young trying to use her legs on the fence to try to find a way to sweep again from this same position.
And now Morais trying to find a way to peel Kaitlin Young away from the barrier as we look through the ghost cam. The ghost cam technology removes that chain link from in front of you. It's kind of cool. There's the ref cam look. Revolutionary technology all over the place here in the Professional Fighters League. Back to their feet in the center of the smart cage.
Yeah, Morais took that weight off of Kaitlin Young and allowed Kaitlin to get back to her feet. Nice scramble there from Young.
30 seconds.
Tell you what, Mariana Morais is throwing more combinations. Kaitlin Young, though, a sniper with her counter striking right now. It's a very fascinating striking battle happening.
Oh, nice 1-2 there from Morais.
10 seconds remain. The right leg getting to work from Kaitlin Young. She wants more as the round comes to a close. Round 3 when we return.
Let's just make sure that you're all done, because everyone's all sticking stiff jab. And then you're paying to counting on it.
Two incredible rounds down, one more to go. Here in Ovation Hall at Ocean Casino Resort, Sean O'Connell, Randy Couture, Kenny Florian, Jessica Andrade in the corner of Mariana Morais, and these replays, Kenny.
Yeah, excellent counter there by Kaitlin Young as she creates that angle. Nice block and return there from Young as well. And then here's that high kick going upstairs that she's been looking for, and she's been landing it. She landed a couple times in round 1, got close there. And Morais, again, once she collects that arm and head, man, you're going for a ride. Excellent control there. What a round.
Third and final round. Mariana Morais in the black and gray, Kaitlin Young in the red. Mariana Morais needing points. Nice combinations again. All right, FPR gave the last round to Mariana Morais, so the judo throw comes into play potentially there. That's a round apiece according to FPR. Body kick from Kaitlin. A lot of volume from Mariana Morais in that last round. Head kick again there from Kaitlin Young. Mariana Morais wags it off. This is the Dikembe Mutombo, says, no.
Kaitlin Young explained when she was breaking down Morais that Morais takes some mental breaks, and you see her shuffle her feet and bring her hands down just a little bit in those, and that's why Young is pressing and trying to throw combinations off of those little breaks.
Tell you what, it's a really tough fight to judge because it is Mariana Morais with the greater volume, as you can see there in the smart cage stats, and Kaitlin Young probably with some greater precision. Damage showing on both of their faces, though. Back and forth we go at 155 pounds. Playoff standings in the second half of our regular season sees Kaitlin Young with 3 points going into this bout. Mariana Morais holding on to the goose egg, so she wants a finish desperately. Switching her stance to southpaw. Back to orthodox goes Mariana Morais. Kaitlin Young on the retreat, absorbs an inside leg kick. And steps back in. Nice left from Kaitlin Young.
Morais showing some good footwork here. She moves laterally here in round 3.
Morais catches a kick and unloads a right hand, but Kaitlin Young is able to keep her balance. The hook lands there for Morais.
Mariana, breathe. That's great, breathe. Now our combo champ. Love it. Exactly. That's the meeting right there. Love it. Great, Mariana. We trained all of this. We know exactly what she's going to do. My girl, exactly. The sequence, wrapping it up with the kick.
Great cornering work there from Jessica Andrade and company.
This has been an excellent round for Morais. I think she's landing more combinations so far here against Kaitlin Young.
Very close fight through 2 frames. FPR gives it 1 apiece. We don't know what the judges say, Randy. I do not envy anyone who has to call it if this one makes it the distance.
Very tough one to call. Both athletes done some amazing things in this fight, landed some great combinations, a couple of great takedowns by Morais with the headlocks. Tough one to score.
2 minutes remain for these women to try and get a finish here and grab that extra bonus point. Professional Fighters League, the only true sports format in mixed martial arts, regular season, playoffs, and a championship with $1 million purse. Nice combination again from Morais. Back and forth they continue to go.
Kaitlin has been pretty precise this round, but certainly to my eyes, it seems like Morais throwing way more volume, and that could be the difference in this round.
Shovel uppercut attempt there from Morais. Partially lands. Young thought about a takedown there. Right hand from Young and a body kick as well. Taylor Gardado's got 3 points. She wants to know who wins this one.
I think in the second round we saw Morais throw one punch that Kaitlin was able to counter and punch back. Now we're seeing Morais throw 3 and 4 punches instead. It's been combinations instead of just single shots.
Absolutely.
Definitely right. And also Morais doing a better job of moving out after her combination.
And there's a
that
cut
kick again.
There's a cut on the top of the forehead there of Kaitlin Young. I believe that was an overhand right from Morais.
Good stiff jab from Kaitlin Young. Morais answers, switches stances, and throws the right jab. Versatility here from Mariana Morais as Kaitlin Young shoots in for a takedown. Morais is able to sprawl away.
Yeah, we're seeing Morais get stronger. Kaitlin starting to fade. Some nice ground and pound there from Morais.
Definitely a little desperation by Kaitlin Young there. Someone with no submissions in her wins, and she shoots the takedown. That tells you where she's at mentally in this right now.
This incredible fight coming to a close with Mariana Morais kicking away at Kaitlin Young, and she thinks she's done enough. What an incredible back and forth affair here.
What a fight.
Mariana Morais and Kaitlin Young both fighting for their playoff futures, trying to keep that $1 million championship dream alive, Randy. What a treat here in only our second bout of the evening.
Amazing pace, amazing athleticism, and fighting IQ by both of these fighters, both making adjustments in the flow, in the heat of the fight. They both did a great job. Tough one to score. I think Morais is going to get the nod.
That cut may have come right there on a clash of the heads. A shame that the headbutt is what causes it.
Yeah, it was definitely that clash of heads right there.
Strong work from both women. I do not envy the judges' cage side at the moment. We'll take a look at our Cageonomics stats bundle presented by Geico. Look at the volume here. 207 strikes landed for Mariana Morais to go with a couple of takedowns as well. Precision, though, from Kaitlin Young. Fascinating to see how this one will be scored not only by the judges, but by fighter performance rating. Inside the smart cage, tallying all that action, the motion, the impact of those strikes.
Yeah, both women landed some beautiful combinations in this fight. Kaitlin Young got off to a great start in this one, but Morais started to claw back, started landing some heavy shots, and like Randy was saying earlier, she upped the volume count from 1 or 2 punches to 3, 4, and 5. Ended round 3 very strong with some good ground and pound, followed her up, got the pressure, and man, this was an awesome fight to watch.
Vai dar muito orgulho para vocês ainda, pode ter certeza. Essa pretinha aqui vai longe.
There's our fighter performance rating round by round. Kaitlin Young strong in the first, although it was back and forth. And a narrow margin in the second as well, though the nod went to Mariana Morais. According to FPR, she pulled away a bit in the third. So FPR says 2 rounds for Mariana Morais, 1 to Kaitlin Young.
Okay, clean, okay, cool.
Who won the fight? According to our fighter performance rating, it was Mariana Morais. Randy and Kenny agree. What about the official judges sitting cage side? To be determined. Randy, I think it's important that we talk about, as you see Jessica Andrade one more time inside the corner of Mariana Morais awaiting the decision. That's someone who's fought down at 125 and 135 pounds. Well, guess what? So has Mariana Morais. And now here she is competing at lightweight after that international qualifier series bid got her in. She knew she was going to be fighting much taller, much larger women and said, that's fine. And we can see why she felt that way, because aggression and her athleticism has done an amazing job accounting for itself, especially here in the second half of the regular season.
Absolutely, looked like she had to figure some things out, figure out the timing of Kaitlin Young, make some adjustments in how she was approaching her, and in that, she took over the fight starting in the second round, and I think she pulled it out.
Usually when the judges take this long, that means probably a split decision. There's some tallying going back and forth. We will see. Looks like we've got an official decision here as Lillian Garcia makes her way inside the smart cage. Gasper Oliver will bring the two fighters to the center. Lillian Garcia has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge John Billick scores the contest 30-27 for Morais. Judge Dave Chiarelli scores it 29-28 for Young. And Judge Sue Sanidad has it 29-28 for your winner by split decision, earning 3 points in the women's lightweight division, Mariana Morais!
Elation, tears of joy for Mariana Morais as she hugs the former UFC strawweight champion, Jessica Andrade, the perennial contender and training partner and friend. That's a big victory for Mariana Morais, the biggest stage she's ever been on. Her debut happened against Kayla Harrison.